Hi and welcome down the shed. So in this episode we're going to be taking a look more so at the Lidl's Helping Hands, which I've taken the magnifying lens off and I've gone back to my desk lamp with magnifier and light, and the Lidl's, I might have said Aldi, and the Lidl rechargeable soldering iron. So we're going to use both the Lidl soldering iron and Lidl solder that came with it, and we're just going to build up this little sound to light kit because it's one that's knocking around that I'm not planning on doing a serious video on, so it's going to be used for this instead. So let's zoom back out again a minute. So here we have the little soldering iron. We turn it on. I've actually found that if you hold it in your fingers like so, you can just rest your middle finger underneath it and activate the button, which, as you can see, the light coming on and the light on the end. I think you can see that one. There we go. So yeah, there's already some warmth in that tip as well, so it will sit in the holder. Just so zoom back. Okay, so I'll start with the electrolytic caps. So short leg, hash markings, long leg, plus sign. So that's a 40C one, it's a 47 UF. Microfarads, I believe. And that's a 16 volt. And C2 is a 1 UF. That's 50 volt. So I'll pop those two in. The power connector, I don't know whether to use the power connector or not. I might keep it for other things, which I think I will. So we'll just I'm guessing this is just 3 volts. Doesn't actually say. So I think we'll bung a couple of these, or these two transistors in. So they're both 9014s, so there's no worrying about which is going on what. Just remember the flat edge and the round edge of the silk screen matches the flat edge and the round side of the transistor. Try and get a few bits in so we can heat the iron up once and do multiple welds or solders, unless you were American, and then multiple solders. I'm going to solder this to death. Okay, so I'll just give you a quick idea of the light from the soldering iron. That's on and that's off. So the soldering iron is giving us a bit of light. Now I've got it up to temperature. It's not gone green yet, the little green, red and green light on the iron itself. But I've seen smoke coming off it. So I know there's plenty of heat in there. It's just a really weird shape tip for soldering. Oh, my extraction fan's just stopped. There we go. Just waiting for the iron to heat back up again. So for hobby work, this iron would be a right pain in the backside. But if you're out in the field and you had an important job on, this would be quite indispensable. And the reason why that keeps stopping is because it's obviously run out of power. So we'll swap that one out. I want to take a bit of the solder off that last one. go. And a little bit off that one. There we go. This one done. So it is possible to solder with the Lidl rechargeable soldering iron. I mean, they're not actually that bad. I'm going to look at them under the 4.5 times. I mean, I've done a lot better, but to be fair, I've done a lot worse as well. I'm wrong soldering iron. See, that's force of habit. And that's using this really fat solder as well. This is a mil. The other stuff I've got is 1.5 mils. So God knows what that would be like. Right, happy with those. Let's snip them off. Right, so that's the first 4 components on. I think I could have placed them better, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. This is more of a test of the helping hands and soldering iron. So let's get the mic in. Now, although it's got plus and minus on there, the minus is always the little tab that's got like 3 traces going into the outer case. But it can only fit on there one way because the terminals are biased to one side of the circle, so it won't fit if you put it in wrong. Why won't it go in any deeper than that? That'll do. So let's solder that pup in. Let's get the iron wall. The only problem is every time you want to use the iron, you have to rewarm it. Okay, the light's gone green, which means we should be well warm enough. There we go, nice job. In fact, you don't, because that sits level, you can just sit the soldering iron down on the bench. It ain't going to touch the hot bit anywhere. Right, so we've got a couple of resistors. We've got a 10k and a 4.7 and a 1M. Okay, so 10k goes over here. That's brown, black, red, gold by the look of it. Brown, black, orange, gold, possibly. I think it's orange gold actually. Okay, now for the 1M, that just slots in here behind the microphone. Put on the blue tack on there. Which means this one can only be 4.7. And the 4.7 goes in. That's a yellow, purple, red, gold. 4.7. It's actually 4,589 ohms, so it's more of a 4.5, 4.6, but there you go. Close enough. So let's get this iron warmed back up.
Pound a range.
Right, we're up to 10, so let's whack some soldering.
Ever notice laundry can feel like a gamble? Your liquid detergent can't tackle every stain. It can sometimes cause clothes to lose vibrancy and odours linger. Then you need new Vanish Oxy Advance. It's
Once you get the hang of this thing, it's not actually that bad.
Bright and help remove odours. Can't believe it can do all that, can it? Let's see. Ink, blackberry, even red wine. And let's really test it with some dye. No dye transfer, stains are lifted, and the colour stays bright.
What about odours?
Good question. With detergent, there is...
Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the Sound to Light kit. Basically, this was just a exercise to review the Lidl's rechargeable soldering iron and helping hands. I did take the magnifier off. I took the magnifier off because it was impractical for video recording. It's great for doing personal work, but if you're trying to make a video, then really I need to go to my my other magnifying lens so I can still get the camera in on the project. So thanks for watching, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one when we go back to the normal soldering iron. So what do we think of this little soldering iron? So this plugs into the USB-C. You can put it into its, you can't really see inside there, you can put it into its stand while it's hot, red hot, and it'll, if it's plugged in, it will start charging again. But this is one cracking little iron. You've got your on-off switch here, which basically just stops this accidentally being pressed. But literally, just, you can use it in many different ways. You can hold it like this and just use your finger underneath, or you can hold it like this and use your finger on the top. But that will heat up in about 45-60 seconds. The light will go green, and that is at 300 degrees C. The light's always on when you've got it heating. To be fair, this is one cracking little bit of kit. I wouldn't want to use it all the time because it is annoying when you put it down for a minute or so and it's cooled down and you have to reheat it, as opposed to having your electric iron on all the time. But just wait and see if it goes green. But yeah, for $9.99, I can see it smouldering a little bit now already. There, you can see it on the video. So for $9.99, this is a cracking purchase. I could go across the road now and solder some electrics on my car. I could go and make a project kit in the middle of nowhere on holiday, and there we go, we're at 300 plus. You can see it smouldering again, I think. Yeah. So you could literally solder anything anywhere with this. It does state it's not for commercial use. I wouldn't want to use it commercially. But for a small project, if the power failed and I had to carry on with a project, excuse me, or wanted to carry on with a project, that wouldn't bother. I've got my lights so I can convert over to battery storage if I need to. My phone will record off power banks and rechargeable soldering iron, so literally I can go off the grid and carry on making videos. So anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.